Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with the second part on the fluff of the Age of Sigmar. So I will follow the history of the realm and what's called this, the Realmgate Wars. Okay, and this is the first book. Remember, in the first part, I explained the introduction and how is starting the Realmgate Wars. And here we have the first part that was called the Quest of Ghal Maraz. Just as a warnings, there will be spoilers because I will explain the full story here. So if you don't want to know the end of the story, if you don't want to know more about the story and you want to read it, you can stop the video here because I will explain what the history is going on. So I will go up to the end. So I just want to create awareness about the spoilers on the book. So here we go. This is the quest for Ghal Maraz, and also she will call the quest for Alariel, because there are two main histories here. One is in the realm of Shaman, looking for Ghal Maraz in the realm of metal, and then there is in the realm of life in Giran, looking for Alariel. So we start first. Let's recap. In the first book, we explained that the Stormcast Eternals just are striking back to recover the realm from the chaos, and at the end of the previous book, they assault a chaos fortress, and the forces of the Celestial Vindicators were obliterated. So, but what happened is that they realized that the energy used for to win for the chaos was because they have Ghal Maraz, and now they have localized Ghal Maraz, and this history they want to recover the Ghal Maraz hammer. What is the hammer of Sigmar? So they have to recover the hammer of Sigmar. At the beginning they explained how it was lost. Sigmar was using the hammer to fight against the different gods. He used the hammer to smith and a Blood Sister, to win Nargel, to win Slaanesh, but then he fall in the trap of Thench. He throw, thinking that he's going to kill Archaon, but the Ghal Maraz end up in a black hole and was lost was lost by Sigmar. So it was lost since was found back in the previous book. So we start here. And the story, so in the first part is Sigmar decided that he wants to recover the hammer, so he make a big army of different Stormhorse all together to go for the quest of Ghal Maraz. They will look for the Eldritch Fortress and try to recover the Ghal Maraz hammer. So we have some, this is the Bandus, these are one of the main characters. Bandus Hammerhand, sorry, is the Lord Celestial of the Hammers of Sigmar, one of the main Stormhorse, the first Stormhorse that strike on the realms, and also the first Forge Stormhorse. Then we have the Lord Relictor Ionus, who is the Cryptborn, who is the relictor of the Hammers of Sigmar, and one of the main lead ones of Bandus Hammerhand. Another important character, we have the Lord Celestial Thostos Blightstorm. He is the Lord Celestial of the Celestial Vindicators, and these are the two main Stormhorses that go behind the Ghal Maraz. This is one that is more organized, and the Hammers of Sigmar are more like disciplined, and although they are also disciplined, they are driven by the vengeance, by the feeling of vengeance, so they are a little bit more passionate when it becomes to fight the chaos. So they are sent to Chamon to recover Ghal Maraz together with a lot of Stormclaws, and here we have where the quest begins. This is more or less the wall where they are going to fight. They are land somewhere here, and they will start the search of the Ghal Maraz. They localize first where is the the Elvish fortress. So they have to go across the ruins of a city. What they did not expect is that in these ruins of the city they were ambushed by chaos. They have a big fight with chaos, but at the same time, you see here we have also at the same time that they start fighting with the chaos, suddenly as a third party comes into action. This is the Silver Maiden. She is a banshee. She was killed by chaos in the past, so she really hates chaos, and at the beginning she cannot distinguish between the followers of Sigmar and the chaos, so he start really killing everybody, chaos and Stormcast in the same way. It was happening until Critborn managed to connect with her, managed to explain her that they are fighting chaos, so she allied with the chaos forces, and together with all the ghosts on the shattered city, they managed to kick off the chaos from the city, and they managed to recover the control. But although they have won the battle in the shattered city, once they are getting close to the fortress, suddenly a big force of Skavens came to block the way to the fortress, and the only purpose of these Skavens is to win time, so the Magus, the Thench sorcerer, is able to teleport again the fortress of Helvich, moving the hammer far from the reach of the Stormhost. So this is a way for the sorcerer. We have it somewhere here. Then no, we don't have it here. Sorry, but this is a way for the Thench to win some time. He just teleport the fortress out of the reach of the Stormhost, giving him time to prepare the defense against the attack of the followers of Sigmar. And here we have some background about the Celestial Vindicators. Here we stop this chapter, that is the beginning of the quest. So and then, as I explained, there are two parallel histories in this first book of the Realmgate Wars, and here we have the second part, where the Hollowed Knights, after losing their Lord Celestan in the battle against Nurgle, they have to reorganize and they have to keep searching to find Arariel, because it's a main objective also for Sigmar to find Arariel. She is a very strong ally, another god, then he needs to, if he wants to succeed, to win the battle against Chaos. Of course, as the Lord Celestan Gardus is lost in the realm of Nurgle, then the Lord Castellan Lord Rungrim is taking the lead of the army. But he's not although he's a good defender, he's claiming that he is not good in this quest, so he really needs some additional help. So the Stormhorse were really pressed by all the forces of Nurgle. Giran is completely corrupted, and the forces of Nurgle are overrunning almost everybody. So they really have to find a way across all the different Nurgle forces, across the wall of Giran. And we have also one of the main enemies is Torgluk, is the Lord of Plagues, is one of the mighty generals of Nurgle. Okay, but here also came in place, will come in place the Skaven, the Plague Monks. So they have to find a way through the forces of Nurgle, but on top also the Skavens are assaulting the the Stormcast. So they really get surrounded. They are really being close to being overrun by between the Skavens and the Nargil team. Here we have also this is one of the main characters in that part. That is the how it's called is the oh. So the Plague Mons are led by the priest Kvaskid, and they are one of the orders of the of the what's called this of the clan Pestilence. So they really fight and try to stop the Stormcast, but then the Stormcast had arrived, and suddenly there is the Lady of Beans has put together an army of Sylvaneth, try to help the Stormcast, because she realized the Lady of Beans realized that they need to fight together if they want to win chaos. So they need really to find Alariel and try to see if they can recover the power they used to have together with Alariel and the Sylvaneth. Behind the Skavens there is also a Vermin Lord. He have his Vermalanx the Corruptor. He is leading and he is the one manipulating the Plague Monks to fight for him, and also following his own agenda in parallel to the Norgel. So there is a big fight in between the three well, there is between Nargel together with the Clan Pestilence. The Clan Pestilence is used as a shield for the Nargel, and then there is a fight between the Sylvaneth and the Stormcast. All they fight together in a big battle, but what nobody was expecting is that they request reinforcements from a Realmgate that was corrupted and was directly to the realm of Norgel. But what nobody was expecting is that the Gardus was coming back from the realm of Norgel, and he came back like a storm of Sigmar, killing, really smashing Nargel followers, and completely making the battle, giving the victory of the battle to the Stormhost. So this was one of the big fights, and amazingly nobody was expecting that Gardus was able to come back from the realm of Nargel and fight again, and be able to lead again the Hollow Knights in the search of Alariel. So, and from there we go back again to the realm of Shaman. Okay, and then the problem is they after after having lost the reach of the fortress, they are informed that the fortress has been where they really find what is the new location of the fortress. So they decide that they have to keep the quest to find the fortress, and this time the fortress is at the top of the big silver fall. Let me go back to the map, because this will show what is, if I can find the map back. Here it is. So now they need to climb on here on this plateau. So they have fight in this size of in this part of Shaman, and now they need to climb the Argent Falls. This is liquefied metal, but by the cycles of the moons in Shaman, there is a moment that is solidified again, and the big star drake are helping them, because the drake that is the one of the god beasts in the realm of Shaman is corrupted by chaos, is helping chaos. So what happens is the star drake, that is the light of Sigmar, comes back from the skies to force him to solidify the fall. So they start climbing the fall up to reach the top of to reach the plateau where the fortress is hidden. So there is a big moment where they start climbing, and some of the storm hosts managed to arrive to the top of the climb, and some other did not manage because the metal keep not solidified for the full moment. So a lot of the stormcast just fall back through the fall because the metal start liquefying again. So there is a big battle between the Stormhost and the Chaos to try to control. They try to advance. There is here we have. So really they come from the fall and they need to advance through these labyrinthic fortresses of chaos, where they fight against legions and legions of chaos warriors with chariots and everything. So it's really a fight, a long battle where they need to advance, and they need to arrive here where is the fortress. So this is really the fight. The King Vexus is the one that is leading the chaos, and all is try to protect the fortress and try to avoid that the Ghal Maraz is being recuperated by the forces of Sigmar. Of course, we have a little bit of more. Then they stop there in the middle of the battle and they go back to the realm of life. In the realm of life, remember, they have a big fight, and now suddenly they have the scouts, the Hollow Knights are using the prosecutors and also all the Venator to try to search where can be Alariel, and finally they guess and they find where it can be. So they start going in the direction trying to find Alariel, but in the way they have a huge army of Nargel again, led by a big great unclean one. So there is another big fight between the Nargel and the Stormhost. Again, they are trying to block the advancement of the Hollow Knights to find where Alariel is hidden. But finally, what happened is that the Stormcast finally killed the Great Unclean One, and they managed to find the hiding bell where Alariel is hiding. But what they were not expecting, that all this was, so here we see the fight, and finally they find where Alariel is hidden, where Alariel is hiding inside. But what they did not expect, that everything was a trap, because Nargel was not able to find Alariel, and Nargel needs or to corrupt Alariel or to kill Alariel to avoid that she can recover the power, and Nargel needs to kill Alariel to get full control of Giran. If Alariel is not dead, the Nargel cannot secure the control. So finally the Stormcast find where Alariel is finding, but once they find Alariel, also the Nargel army found where Alariel is hiding, and Alariel at this moment have not a lot of power. It's in a moment that he's trying is at the lowest moment of power, and she was like meditating, was trying hiding because was in a depressed moment. And yeah, there was a big fight between again Nargel. Nargel tries to kill Alariel, and they have to run away. So at the end, they managed to escape from the Nargel army, but Alariel is not strong. The Sylvaneth are quite damaged, are quite reducing numbers, and as well the Stormhorse. So they are really persecuted by a big army of Nargel. Alariel is not in the best moment of power, and they have to run away to avoid that Alariel falls in the hands of Nargel. So really the plan did not go well for the followers of Sigmar, because although Alariel in the fight killed the Vermin Lord, he's not at the top of his power. He needs to reborn. He needs to be reborn as in a different form. So really, they need to escape and give time to Ariel to be able to reborn into a war form, into a, something that into a form that is able to fight back the Norgor forces. And from there they jump back to Chamon, where we finalize the quest for Ghal Maraz. So finally they reach the fortress, but they are very reduced in strength. So there was a moment that it seems that they arrived too late. So Kairos Faith Weaver was also there in the fortress, and he started to manipulate to start to control on the sorcerer of Thench. And he knows that he wants to cast the last spell. He's forcing the sorcerer to cast a big translation spell where he will be able to move the fortress out of the reach of the Stormcast into the realm of Thench. But by doing that, the sorcerer has to sacrifice himself. So he's almost achieving the objective, but there is a moment that the sorcerer say that he don't want to sacrifice himself to Thench, to Kairos Weaver, because at the end the forces of chaos, they don't trust each other. So the sorcerer managed to get out of the control of Kairos Weaver and direct the force of the sorcerer against of the spell against Kairos, killing Kairos and giving the victory to the Stormcast. So really, at the end, the victory of the Stormcast was not because they managed to overrun completely the forces of chaos. It's because Kairos was betrayed by the sorcerer, by the sorcerer who was controlling the fortress, and by doing that, they managed to recover the hammer and give back the hammer to Sigmar. Here we have the end of the book. Sigmar have his hammer back, and this is what will he realized that he and this moment is when he will create the Celestial Prime and give the hammer to one of the best warriors he have and create the Celestial Prime. So in this book, summarizing, there is two big quests. One is the quest for Ghal Maraz. It's a big fight in the Shaman Wall. It's a lot of fight against the forces of Thench. Try to move forward, supported also by Skavens. And then there is a big fight in the Giran. So although they have a big victory in Shaman, and the victory is not thanks to only to the forces of Stormcast, it's also thanks to the betrayal of the sorcerer of Thench. On Giran, the things are not going that well, so they managed to find Alariel, but Alariel has not power at this moment. He needs to be reborn in a different form. He's a creature of life, and it seems that the creature of life have different cycles, and he needs to be reborn in the cycle of war to be strong enough to fight the chaos. So now they are in danger because they are surrounded by the forces of chaos. They have to run away, try to avoid the fight, because they don't have enough force to fight back the Northern forces. So here is where we finish the second part. I hope you find this interesting. Please let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you find this type of videos interesting. I hope you find this interesting. You like it. I have to say that I read this quite a while ago, and maybe I'm mixing something, or I'm not giving in the right order, but this is what happened in that book. I hope you find you enjoyed that. As usual, please leave your comment, like, share. Let me know what do you think, and yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and see you in later. Bye.